This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Hello, my name is Michelle and welcome to my channel. This video has 3 Halloween DIY projects I made without spending any money. I used items I already own and I set this challenge for myself because I have a ton of great crafting stuff and I wanted to use it. The inspiration for this first project was that I wanted to give some pumpkins I already owned a little makeover. For this project, I used some artificial gourds, some gesso, a paintbrush, and paint. Pretty simple, very short supply list. I tested it with one pumpkin first. I used gesso to prime the pumpkin so the paint would adhere to the surface and the paint color would show up properly. I had to do 2 coats of gesso because one didn't quite cover up the original pattern enough. After 2 coats of gesso, I chose my paint color. I wanted to start with blue because I love the color blue. It's not very much a fall color, but I just, did what I loved, and that's the color blue. I tried to create the perfect shade I had in my head, like a slightly turquoise blue that would look really pretty and pair well with all the orange Halloween and fall decorations I already have. I liked this blue that I originally painted this pumpkin with, but then I decided the shade was too dark, so I tried to lighten it up with a lighter shade of blue paint. After I decided this method worked well, I was ready to finish the rest of my gourds. So enjoy this montage of it all coming together. Each pumpkin needed its own coat of gesso, but instead of showing you each and every one, I just showed you the footage for one, covering it in gesso, and then they are all covered in gesso. And next, after the gesso dries, there we go, it is time to paint them. I love this simple makeover to a decoration I already own, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. I just did a coat of paint, but I was thinking you could go even one step further if you wanted to. If you wanted to do something like this, you could bedazzle the pumpkin, you could paint some cute design on it with a paint pen. You could add a little something extra. There are so many possibilities with this. I used these pumpkins as a centerpiece for my table, and they work perfectly in this little tin bucket thing I have. So autumnal, so quaint. So if you want to add a quote-unquote new decoration to your Halloween stash, see if there's something you can do to make over something you already own. Give an item new life. Just realized my clock has been ticking this whole time, so I'm gonna take the battery out of that and we'll keep going with the rest of the video. This next project is created using one of my favorite things, patterned paper. And this project is Halloween bunting. If you want to make this project, you will need patterned paper. I guess it doesn't have to be patterned, but like paper, you will need paper, a stencil, a pencil, scissors, string or twine, and glue. Many years ago, I made some bunting for Valentine's Day, and I had some extra triangle pieces that I could use as a stencil for this project. But the very first step was choosing the paper I wanted to use. Decisions. I have this amazing pack of Halloween scrapbook paper from We Are Memory Keepers, and it has a ton of great patterns, and after much deliberation, I chose the patterns I wanted to use for this bunting. Then it was time for tracing. So much tracing. Look at all the tracing. Next was cutting. So much cutting. All the cutting. Did I even do that on camera? I don't know if I have a clip of the cutting. But you know, it's pretty simple. You just cut out the lines you traced on the paper. 21 triangle pieces later, it was time to fold and glue the pieces to the twine. I didn't end up using all 21 pieces, but I had extra just in case. And bunting is clearly not rocket science. It's very simple, very easy to make, and it is very cute. I love me some good bunting. Here is the finished project, and I think it goes fantastically with my other Halloween decor. I was able to hang it using these great sticky clip things, like command hooks, but not command hooks because they're from Dollar Tree. And they make decorating very easy. But what are your thoughts on bunting? Is it timeless, or has the bunting craze kind of passed? The last DIY uses paper towel and toilet paper tubes. What could we possibly be making? Scissors, battery-operated tea light candles, spray paint, tape, and one of my very favorite crafting tools, a hot glue gun. I don't know what it is, but I love the hot glue gun. With these items, I'll be making some spooky Halloween candles. Ooh, so spooky. First, I had to decide the height of my candles, and I kept one of the toilet paper tubes its original size, and I cut down one of the paper towel tubes to be slightly taller than the toilet paper tube. Never thought I'd say toilet paper so much in a video. Next is the hot glue. I used the hot glue gun to create the illusion of melting dripping wax off the sides of the candles. My first attempt was not great, but I got better and better at it as I went on, and I am very happy with how my second attempt turned out. I think it looks so good and so authentic, just like dripping wax. I love hot glue. Hot glue did not let me down in this project. Next, I ventured into the outdoors to spray paint my cardboard tube candles a very spooky black. I also got spray paint all over my fingers, but I was able to get it off with some scrubbing and some jojoba oil. There's a bonus life hack for you. Once the spray paint was dry, I had to figure out how to create a little platform for the tea light candles to sit on inside of the tube. And my brain said, use tape. So I went with it. It took a few tries to figure out the best position for the tape, but I did get there in the end. It was also around this time that I thought, it would probably look way better if I painted these white tea light candles black. But I didn't. Does that bother you? Leave a comment with a black heart if you think I should have painted the tea light candles black. Anyway, I thought my spooky candles would look very appropriate next to my glittery potion bottles, which was a DIY I did years ago. I tried to find my very old blog post about it. We're talking blogspot.com days, but I couldn't find it! So, if you're interested in creating your own very fun glittery potion bottles, just search for something like DIY glitter potion bottles and you'll probably find a tutorial, and it's so easy. And I feel like the payoff is huge. Like, I made these bottles probably more than 5 years ago. They have moved with me 3 different times, and they still look just as good as the day I made them. And I'm just very impressed with it. Wow, what a tangent about glitter potion bottles. Back to the candles. I turned on the tea lights, placed them by my potion bottles, and one of the candles kind of died. Wah wah. But remember, my challenge was to use stuff I already had. So I refrained from buying another tea light candle. But they are literally from Dollar Tree, so I will probably just replace that later. And those are the 3 Halloween DIY projects I made using stuff I already have. No extra purchases were made. I used crafting supplies I already own, and it felt very fulfilling. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it got you in the Halloween crafting spirit. Let me know in the comments which DIY project was your favorite, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Don't mind me, just blending into the wall. Can you even see me? We're the exact same color. Halloween, 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 Halloween. I wonder if you can hear the Zelda game going on in the background. Can you hear Link fighting? All those little noises he makes when he fights. But remember, my challenge was to use stoof. And those are the 3 Halloween DIY projects. And this time we go home, everybody hail to the pumpkin song. Happy Halloween!